Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy Colt, and guess what? We're back with another Pick'ems video. Last week wasn't too bad, as you can see by the record. It made me go even. I'm even record again. I went 6-4 last week. And just counted up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, went 6-4. Brought the record back to even, which is awesome. Yeah. Um, we'll get right into this week's matches. But the first match, we actually have something interesting to talk about. Yesterday, Boston Breach benched Vivid and picked up Kremp from their challenger team. Very interesting. Um, I don't think it was a change anyone expected to come. I'm curious to see how Boston works with Kremp over Vivid. Um, I mean, Kremp has been killing it in challengers. He's been absolutely frying. He's been highly talked about, highly praised submachine gun player in the challenger scene. Um, I have no doubt in my mind he's gonna do well. I'm just excited to see his debut. Um, I think they, I think Boston's coming into kind of like a walk in a park match, in my opinion. London did not look good at all last week in both of their matches. Who they play first? They played Thieves first. That's right. Um, they got steamrolled by Thieves, and then they got absolutely rolled by Optic. Like probably the fastest series we, pretty close to the fastest series we've ever seen in COD history. Like that, it was fast and clinical. Um, but like I said, I think Kremp and the boys think they're gonna have a walk in the park series here. I think it's gonna be a three. I'll give them a 3-1. I'll give London the benefit of the doubt. I give them a map, but I don't see this going anywhere near close. I could be wrong, but yeah, I don't know. I just London's very bad, and there's nothing else to say about London. Um, Next match is Seattle and Florida. Now, Florida let me down last week. Did I predict them twice? I predicted them there. Oh no. Okay. So, okay. They're 0-2. I thought they were gonna beat Minnesota, but Minnesota came out and hot 3-0 smoked them with Fame. And Fame came out and dropped a 1.5 in his debut series. Tippable. But Seattle, in terms of like the Florida Seattle looked better than I thought they were going to. Um Pretty sure they ended up going, did they end up going 1-1? I watched it. The sad part is I watched every match and can't seem to freaking remember. Either okay, so they went 1-1. Like I knew they'd, yeah. They went 1-1. Um I thought they were gonna start off 0-2. I thought they were gonna lose their Sunday match to Toronto, but Toronto came out really flat. In last week's matches, they lost both their matches, and that really hindered that. I think that's the biggest thing. What hindered my record last week is I would have, if Toronto would have played like Toronto, I feel like I would have went 8-2 easily. But you know, it's the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes it's COD. Come out flat, the other team's gonna take advantage and win that series, man. Um, but in terms of this matchup, I it's so weird because I can see this series going like either way, you know? Like I could see it going 50-50. Um I'm just trying to decide which team I'm trying to get more faith in, I guess, or want to put my faith in. Um because I think that Florida has some serious upset potential here, but I think I'm gonna go with Seattle 3-1. I think they looked I think they looked better than I expected them to look. I thought they were gonna start off 0-2, but they didn't. 1-1. This will bring them to 2-1 if they win this series, and I think just but by the way they looked last week, I think they should win this series, man. But yeah, next series, New York, Minnesota. Now this is an interesting series because Minnesota's starting off 2-0 after the Fame pickup. They beat Rocker, or they beat Gorillas and Florida, and they did their little home series thing. So they got to play in front of their home crowd, and there was a bunch of drama, um, saying that it wasn't fair. Especially like I know Clay was bitching about it on Twitter because like they're the closest team to catch Minnesota in terms of the champs run, and Minnesota got to play on land in front of the home crowd, basically having home field advantage against two teams that like they probably should be in that scenario. So yeah, very interesting conversation. But now we're back to regularly scheduled program. Minnesota, like I said, I mean they look good. Don't get me wrong, but they also did play Florida and Gorillas. I don't think that's like crazy impressive wins, not downgrading Gorillas or Florida. It's just the fact that, obviously, conversation being like they got to play on land in front of their home crowd against two teams that they probably should beat in that scenario, like I said. So it's like this series, we'll have to see how like I'm this series intrigues me because like I want to see how Fame looks now, you know, against a team like New York, and how this Rocker team plays against a team like New York, because New York can be a top team in the game when they're on form. But with that being said, I'm still gonna go New York. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 3-2 New York. I think it's gonna be a close series, but I think New York ices up. I just think, in my opinion, at least for now, I think New York should win this series, and I think they probably are the better team here. But either way, New York 3-2 that series. Um, Next matchup is Vegas versus London. Now, this week is huge for Vegas because if they go 2-0, it'll basically secure winners bracket for them. Like, yeah. And obviously Vegas have never made a winners bracket in the history of the CDL. So, luckily they got a pretty easy, at least in my opinion, they got a pretty easy schedule this week. So, if they lose one of these games, that's not good. In my opinion, I'm gonna go Vegas. I'm gonna go 3-1 Vegas over London, just because, like I said, London. I don't think. I don't know. There's nothing much to say about London, bro. They're just bad right now. I think any team beats. I think they're the only free win team in the league right now, and that's yeah. Like that's all I can say about London right now. Is you're just like a team that you expect every team to beat, or every team that's gonna beat that or whatever. Yeah. Um. Next matchup, Battle of LA. Now this is an interesting matchup because if I'm if I'm not mistaken, LAG in terms of head to head of LA Thieves, they have a winning record against them, and they always seem to play well against LA Thieves in the Battle of LA. Should be a very interesting series. Like, very interesting series. I think this has the potential to be a lot closer than people think. Regardless, like obviously LA Thieves played exceptional last week. They looked back into their, pretty much winning ways. I guess like they looked pretty good. Um, but like I said, I don't know. History just in terms of matchup, these teams have always played each other stupid well for no reason. So, um, even I gotta go against the winning record here. I'm gonna go LA Thieves. I'm gonna go. I've got a lot of 3-1s. You know what? I'll go 3-0 LA Thieves. I think they come out hot and want to beat this team really bad. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go 3-0 LA Thieves here. Next match is Optic New York. Now, Optic's schedule this week is pretty crazy, and I want to see. Optic actually has a pretty hard schedule ahead of them. So Oh man, this is interesting. Optic need this win, man. But they look. I mean, I don't know if you can call it crazy against a team like London, but I mean, at least on the plus side, they smoked London when you would think they should, right? Um, like I said, it was one of the fastest series we've ever watched. Like that was not close. Um, and then obviously New York, when they played last week, they 3-2'd FaZe and then didn't have another match after that. But yeah, I mean, beating a team like FaZe is always good. Good for the momentum, good for the confidence. I I think I mean New York's a good team, man. They're not a team to sleep on. They're not a team to go into the series and think, you know, like we're gonna win the like easily win the series type of vibe. They're scary. They're a scary team to go against. I'm still gonna go Optic 3-2, but I wouldn't really be surprised with a New York upset here, because it could definitely happen. Next match is Toronto versus FaZe. Now Toronto starting off 0-2 is kind of crazy after winning the event. That's kind of crazy, brother. Um, I don't think Toronto. I don't think that's the true Toronto that we know. If that makes sense, like for some reason they just looked off last week. I think they had a very off weekend of matches. I still have faith in this team to be a top two, top three team in the game. Um, I'm not gonna let 1 week of matches, them starting off 0-2, hinder my thought on this team. Um, but they are playing an Atlanta FaZe here. I'm gonna go double points to this one. I'm gonna boost this match, and I'm gonna go 3-2 FaZe. um, yeah, I just think FaZe will come out hot firing here. I think it'll be a close series though. I mean, these are two powerhouse CDL teams going at each other. These guys always play each other close historically as well. But I think FaZe just ices up in the end here. Um, I mean, they still have a phenomenal S&D record. I know Toronto was the one that break the FaZe S&D streak, but you know they're still a phenomenal S&D team. All It's crazy to say this too, but all FaZe has to do is realistically steal a hard point, and they're pretty much good to go. So uh, yeah, that's my thoughts on that series. I think FaZe just ice up. Nothing else to say about that. Next match is LAG Vegas. Now, like I said before, with the London matchup, this is a huge week for Vegas. They need to go 2-0. They need to start off the league 3-0, man. That'd be crazy to see, and I'd love to see it. And I'm gonna predict it, um, just because I think Vegas with Standy looked really good, and I think they're the better team than Gorillas at this point in time. Um, but I'm gonna go game 5 here. Um, yeah, I think it has the potential to go the distance, and that's the only reason why I'm going game 5 here. I think this has, I think this is going to be a close series, but I think Vegas, like I said, is still the better team at this current moment than the LAG, than the Los Angeles Gorillas. So, next match, Florida versus Toronto. Now, Toronto, according to my predictions, anyways, are starting off 0-3. They really need a win because sometimes you can edge in a winners bracket with a 2-3 record, so they would need to win this and this. Um, but if you're starting off 0-3, it's looking pretty slow. They need to win some matches. Which I think this is where they turn things around. They're probably going to be heated about their FaZe loss and then their 0-2 start. I think they really go back to form here. I'm going to go 3-1 Toronto. Um, yeah, I just think Toronto's a better team, man. Nothing more I could say about that. Next match. Last match of week 2. Optic versus LA Thieves. Now, I feel like this is going to be an absolute banger of a series. I think every map's going to be close. Like, talking about like 250, 220s, 230s, or even closer. 3-2 control, 6-4, 6-5 S&Ds, somewhere around those ballparks in terms of map scores. Um, Optic just got second. They just come off a fresh win off New York, according to my predictions. LA Thieves is starting off 3-0, according to my predictions as well. So this is basically a battle to stay undefeated. Um, I'm gonna give Optic the ice here. I'm gonna go 3-2 Optic, but this series scares me more than this one does. Yeah, like Thieves can definitely take this series, man. Maybe it's like a little bias used in my prediction this series. I am an Optic fan, but at the end of the day, Optic do look good, and that can't be argued with. You know, like they just got second and they steamrolled London like they should have. Usually with teams like that, you know, you're used to Optic like letting a team like London play them close, and you're like, what the heck, you know what I'm saying? But no, they steamrolled them like they should, and that impressed me. So I'm gonna go Optic to stay undefeated, and LA Thieves starting off 3-1, and that's gonna be it for the predictions this week. Hopefully, my predictions don't let me down. It's gonna be hard to go for flawless 10-0. That'd be nice, but I'm expecting a 9-1, 8-2 record here. I think I could do it this week. But yeah, as always, let me know what you think of your own predictions in the comments below. Let's talk some COD, man. I'm always down to talk some COD. I will link the pick'ems. I will do everything normally that I usually do in the description below, so you guys can partake in doing this as well. And I will see you guys in week 3's prediction videos. Peace.